Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Simple enough run today. Gonna be doing N-Corp. It's a very easy run to just do every once in a while, because it just works very well. And I'm actually going to do Bloody Mist because, I realized I haven't actually done an N-Corp, run in Mirror Dungeon 3 since before they actually made Nails a unique status effect. I'm fairly certain, unless I'm just forgetting. I mean, knowing me, it's very possible I did just forget something like that, but I don't know. It's a cool idea. Because now basically, because Nails counts as bleed, almost every skill of ours would get double damage from Bloody Mist. A couple exceptions, your skill 1 doesn't because you don't have bleed or nails. I'm sure there's some other, there's no bleed or nails in your skill 2. But, most skills of ours have bleed or nails of some degree. I guess your skill 1 doesn't. And your skill 3 doesn't. You don't gain too much of benefit, but you're important for your passive, just to buff all allies' damage. But you know what I mean. We get Bloody Mist, we start doing double damage with most of our skills. Oh yeah, and I've got Request Work, so when you get the Pride Resonance, Faust will just do more damage with the egos, sure. It's a funny passive. Just buffing ego damage. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Well, it would be best to try something like this in Mirror Dungeon 3 hard. The obvious counterpoint to that is the fact that I did bleed last week's Mirror Dungeon 3 hard, so I'm probably not going to touch bleed in Mirror Dungeon 3 hard for a couple months. So I want to try every status effect, just starting with the tier 4 and the tier 5. Just to see. Just to see just how stupid it can get, and get, some pretty, easy-ish Mirror Dungeon 3 runs. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Because tomorrow is going to be, well, it's obviously going to be Captain Ishmael run, but don't know if I want to just do Bleed again, or if I want to try, I probably want to try Poise, but I'm really curious to see whether or not, Captain Ishmael will count as a Poise ID. I don't think so. But it's the first ID that really is a situation like this where, it's got Poise on, its main skills, but not in a normal way, or even, a remotely, close to normal way. So I don't know. Guess we'll see. Okay. Also, if we ever really want to focus on the nails super hard, we can always use Hex, to get 3 nails off. Although the thing about that is, most of your skills are more nails than that, because your skill 2 is 5 and your skill 3 is 4 nails, I'm pretty sure, yeah. If you've got 2 skill 1s, then I guess you should Hex nail, but otherwise, we just get so much benefit from using, the skill 2 or skill 3 for nails over that. Now, of course, Hex nail, using Hex nail for the nails is not how to use Hex, that's the thing about it. You use it for the Pierce for agility, for the ND for agility, that sort of stuff. More so just a silly bit. It could be a potentially interesting idea to try, I probably won't, though. I just mention it for the sake of mentioning it. It's a funny thing, because I got Hexnail 2 Thread Spin 4 recently. I say recently, but I feel like it's been 3 weeks at this point. I don't know. Time is weird. It's hard to measure it. But recently, I've been I've upped my ego thread spinning to overdrive. You know how it is. Nice. That's a victory. We get our shop now. We get more bleeding gifts, potentially. You know how much I love the Wound Clerid, so if we get Wound Clerid, I'll pog. Merso, no. Bloody Gadget, almost everyone's got Lust. It's damage up, but it's not, too much synergy to what I'm trying to go with, I really want to give Heathcliff, a skill 2 to skill 3 or something. Sure. Kind of a random choice, but it made sense in my head. So I'm sticking with it. Carmilla's good. We'll just save our cost here, yeah. No Wound Clerid yet. Hopefully we'll get it at some point, because Wound Clerid plus might be beloved. I can pull up the GIF. The Wound Clerid, my beloved. I've just got that on hand, because why wouldn't I? Wound Clerid is good. Okay, self-destructive purge time. Good stuff. We love a good self-destructive purge from time to time. A little bit of Wrath Res going on. Ooh. Merso loses his Clash. Why am I not surprised? God. If he had just had Lust, it would be like an entire story. Like if his skill 1 was like Lust instead of Sloth, or if even if his skill 2 was Lust instead of Wrath, I think. It makes so much because everyone else has at least some Lust in this team, some more so than others. Notably, Heathcliff only has it on his skill 3. But like, for the sake of whistles, for the sake of getting Lust like resonance going on, especially now that we're getting more synergy around building on the status effect. You mean trigger whistles here, keep your sanity up. Also buff someone else's sanity, probably Merso, but I didn't actually see. Merso's probably the one who needs it the most, though. Staggered, nice. Do another gripping just to kill this guy. Get him to a nice solid 10 nails, because, you know, 5 nails per skill 2 is very notable. And we get to play the boss now. Okay. Got 250 cost, so if we do randomly get Wound Clerid, like from, say, clearing this floor, we will have enough cost to upgrade it next floor. That's good. That's important. Get another whistles to trigger, sure. Your sanity, it'll bring Dawn close to max. That's good, too. The more sanity ups, the merrier. Yeah, Merso's at max now. For counterbalancing Sinclair's, you know, negative sanity with it, which is always a nice thing. Oh, Dawn's getting thwacked a wee bit. That's fine. Sinclair kills. No shocker there. You do have some paralysis, so Dawn's not going to do too much here. Luckily, Dawn's not clashing. That should be fine. You might lose your clash, but it's worth it so we can trigger the whistles. We don't actually want whistles here particularly. We'll just have you counter then, I guess. That's something. Which is more than nothing. This execution probably does execute, which means blunt and pierce up for everyone. Yippee. Love to see it. Funny little effect, isn't it? Keto's dead. Most of these guys are fairly dead. Or at least staggered, right? Yeah, it's only you left. Okay, that's nice. We kill with self-destructive purge, so we lose some sanity. That's nice. We do gain a bit more from the kill, but -3 sanity is a decent amount going into the next floor. And it's Grip Sinclair. Like, even he's a max sanity, he's going to win clashes with skill 2, skill 3. I'll take Child Within a Flask, sure. Might as well. Let's see, this floor, we're definitely going for the rest stop, so bottom path it is. Because we gotta fuse that Bloody Mist to, you know, increase our damage amount a little bit. I guess the goal is, to demolish the 3rd and 4th floor bosses. That's usually a pretty safe goal to work for, because you definitely can, especially with strong teams, especially with Bloody Mist double damage dealt. It'll depend on what it is, but we can probably, like, first turn stagger KQE or something, you know? Especially if we just all target, like, one thing. And of course, that's KQE, which is kind of the best case scenario for any sort of, like, just kill the boss without letting it do anything sort of thing. KQE takes 3 turns to actually do anything of note, and his staggers is, like, 300 HP or something pretty, like, minuscule. Well, I guess continue my story from last time regarding my friend currently playing Limbs. Last time I mentioned him being stuck at Dongback. Today, he did a little bit of Lux XP grinding and Luxcavations. He came back with, you know, his units, you know, level 30, 31-ish. Still 5 units, and he just only used those 5 thanks to the power of gaining second skill slots, just being so powerful. And he just first tried it. Yeah. Pretty good. He even beat it within 15 turns, so we got the EX clear. I didn't actually realize it was a 15-turn EX clear beforehand, by the way. Guess I just never noticed it, I suppose. Simple as that. Pretty wacky. I know that, you know, what's his face? Ricardo is a no turn limit, just beat it to EX it, because, you know, I was like, oh, I definitely need to go back to EX it, and I check on it, and I already EX'd it, and I'm like, oh, okay. How convenient. Yeah. I think, did I first try EX Spice Bush? Was that it? It might have been, and I was just like, oh, I'm that goated. I can actually check that, that's the thing. You know, while I'm thinking about it, while this fight's going on, I will check it. I can just pull up, like, my Kanto 4 playthrough on YouTube, and should work. I think the split segment ad was heard there. That should be fine. And kill these guys while I'm looking this real quick. Yeah, it looks like I probably did. How many turns was it for the Spice Bush? Yeah, I did an 11 turn Spice Bush my first time. That's definitely why. What team was I running? What is this? I mean, I say that, but, like, that's just my, like, initial reactions just seeing, what's his face? Seeing me using Merceau for that. Seems odd. Oh, yeah, it's because I didn't want to use, Sun Shower, because I was fed up with Sun Shower at that point. It makes sense. Truly a very funny idea, one of the ideas of all time, but there we go, very nice. I mean, might as well, just to really go overkill. But now we've got Bloody Mist, in case you don't know what it does. Activates when 5 or more IDs have bleed potency, count, or unique bleed effects, aka nails. Deal double the amount of bleed potency and count, and anything that inflicts bleed potency, count, or unique bleed gets coin power and more damage dealt. So yeah, it's a little bit good. Sure, we'll take you. That's not, I mean, that's not bad. We've got lust skills, so we can build up burn, I suppose. And it's you. Subject Burden for it does not get the damage bonus, and this is hitting. That's kind of not great because the resistance thingy. Oh well. We'll go for some attacks here. See how see which of these guys instantly die. Probably a fair bit of them with, you know, our coin power up in play, our double damage with bleed stuff. Heathcliff's Purify does not count towards that, unfortunately, but a Moral Enactment does. Although, unfortunately, it resists loss, so it didn't do that much. Shame it doesn't double the amount of unique bleed inflicted. That would be really funny, though. If, like, it also doubled unique bleed inflicted, so we doubled the amount of nails. But that's the kind of thing that they would not add because of future-proofing. A word I think I use a lot, but that's because if the game is supposed to last, like, years upon years, they're going to need to do a lot of future-proofing, and the future-proofing they've done so far has been questionable, I guess? I don't know. Not like in a, like, bad, but in the kind of sense where, like, they will add busted things that really make it seem like they weren't thinking about, like, the future. Like, the most notable example being the existence of Sinking Deluge, and how they genuinely... Alright. That's... This bug was in the game a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? What was it? Was it the Will Purchase event? What is causing that? Okay, maybe we should just kill the main guy immediately and ignore the other guys or something? To prevent something like that from happening. I don't know what could have triggered that in the slightest. First and foremost, that I think that seems apparent enough, but just stating it to make sure it's clear. Oh. I was confused why that didn't work, and it's because I pressed space to try and quote-unquote start the turn, but, you know, ruin on the brain. Been doing a little bit of, you know, random grinding and team building stuff off stream for the Ruina playthrough. Of course, that I stream every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I can't even do a good fake coughing failure. But yeah, so it's on the mind. Execution just straight up kills, because, you know, double damage. It's very reasonable. We are once again leaving it to the main guy, though, I think, because I did like the exact same thing as I did the previous time. Well, what if I don't clash? What if I just don't bother clashing? Because it's definitely gonna die. And then if I redirect with gripping. Just to make sure the clash is out of the way. Okay. We're fine, okay. I was really worried I was gonna get caught in like a loop and I would not be able to progress and I'd have to restart or something cruel. But no, we're fine. We're fine. I'll take this. Sure, why not? Envy isn't really something we've got a lot of, but we've got, you know, 2 Envy skill 1s on our team, and that's about it for Envy, so that's something. Hopefully we get Wound Clerid here, Bloody Clerid God, mixing up with Bloody Mist. Because I'd really like to be able to upgrade it, because, you know, it's just goated. And it triggers on nails, so it works really well. Execution is just gonna instantly kill that guy, I think, yeah. Double damage. Double up. As they say. Firm Retribution also is just going to do a lot of damage immediately. Oh no, it doesn't have any bleed on it, so it actually isn't going to do like an insane amount of damage. It's still good damage, but, you know, normal and Firm Judgment type damage. While, you know, Execution has nails on it, so it does double damage and instantly kills with 3 heads. So everyone gets their little benefits, their little damage ups. Didn't help Sinclair since he was losing the clash anyways, but it helps some people. So that's good. Yeah, we just do whatever here. Just Bloody Mist and Carmilla combo is just kind of cruel. Because while Lucky Pouch is obviously like the most insane of the starting, or of the fusion gifts, the issue there is that it's based on skill 3s. Like, you need to have skill 3s, but Bloody Mist benefits every single bleed skill that you have. Which is your skill 1, your skill 2, your skill 3s, anything good with bleed on it, like, at all. Oh, can we do this? Gloom loss advantage? Maybe. Base Ishmael's a 50-50. Good job, Ishmael. NDA for us. Even more damage, potentially, assuming that we get time to build it. Wound Clerid. Thank you, game. Really just feeding me what I want. And then don't take anything else so that we can make sure we can afford Wound Clerid. Play paper, get the voodoo doll for, you know, a very minor benefit. But now, there we go. Wound Clerid ++, so all our bleed skills inflict 5 more bleed potency and 1 more bleed count. Sure, we'll upgrade this too as well, might as well. For, you know, burn. Just for the sake of it, really, not really any proper reasons for it. I cannot see your master's portrait very well, unfortunately. Heathcliff, you do this because you're, you know, the Wuthering Heights guy. And now we've got some sinking stuff. And now we've got a dog to brutally maim. I don't mean you, Gregory, you're okay. I say that like he's listening at all, but he's just fast asleep. Just catching his Z's as he does. Actually, you should use regret. That's a good idea, yeah. See, can we clash here decently? Nice. Multi-coin attacks are just super good for us in like any situation because we just gain a bunch of coin power. This is hopeless. It's because you've got 45 sanity, yeah. That makes enough sense. Well, you could, Impending Day then. Because that's Wrath, so Wound Clerid triggers. I don't know if we'll actually be able to build up the bleed count, like, against the body, just because there's so many attacks going on. Maybe if it had a lower speed roll, we could, but because it's got a high speed roll, we're not going to be able to build it up, so I just wanted to clash everything instead. We can build up some bleed count with some of this stuff, though. And because he's got a lot of single coin stuff, no, we actually definitely can, yeah. And, like, that's already, like, a fair bit of bleed stacking up. Impending Day, a little bit more. These clashes are, as long as we win the clash, it is net positive, or net neutral on bleed count. Net positive for the multi-coin attacks, such as this Ironclad Retribution. Yeah, you're not even gonna get much of a chance to, like, bleed to death, because we're just going to beat you to death. Almost. Not quite yet. Actually, the burn staggered, didn't it? Yeah. I realized that. A little bit strong, a little bit strong. You might be able to lose more Sandy with that, so hopefully, yeah, it works. Absolute Resonance of Wrath, sure. Oh, we've got base Hong Lu, so he's been constantly healing Sinclair. That always happens when I use negative sanity units. I don't pay attention to my support passes and I always have like a base Sinclair or like a middle Merceau, you know, something that just keeps on healing the SP of low SP people, which is just not great for us. That's fine, we just gotta fight against the base Hong Lu then. Well, that bleeds a little bit, so that's cool. Not that you're actually going to get a chance to bleed to death still, though, because we just beat you to death instead, again. Sure. Yeah. Gripping, not gripping, finished the job. 10 nails. 10 nails. Oh, and we get roasted cutting knife, so bleed potency or unique bleed. It's not that great. You need like more bleed potency, more bleed count. All right, a little bit of bleed. Hopefully, we can get something that can actually like benefit significantly. We need Wound Clerid to unstagger enemies. Slash and Wrath. That's either Chroma or Fairy Longlegs. Does that work well for us? I'm trying to think, but it's hard to say. Chroma? I mean, Chroma are gonna stagger before we actually get the chance to do, like, anything if it's her. And the Fairy Longlegs, his arm is just weak. That's, like, all he has going for him. So I don't know. Guess we'll see. I'm also going to do this real quick in the meantime. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, no need to worry about it. Shh. So like it's anything that's like secretive in the slightest when it really isn't. Nice kill there. Giving everyone our buffs. Our well-deserved buffs. And we killed those guys with, quite the hassle. Defeating anyone with burn, sure. That's gonna happen. Oh! Speaking of things that would be insanely perfect for our team, this would be insanely perfect for our team. And even if we do get, like, 3 tails and fail this event trolls you in the fact that it keeps on going until you pass it. Like, you're forced to take the Gossipy if you wave high. Glad to see you, buddy. I know a lot of people don't like the Gossipium flower even more after the fight, but you know, I didn't have too bad of a time, so he's still chill on my terms. I'll body sack that, sure. I'm fine. I'm down for a body sack. Hope we get Gossipium Egos though, because you know we still are overdue for something bleed related as far as Egos go. Unless you want to count holiday stuff as bleed Egos. We have not gotten a bleed Ego since the game launched, I'm fairly certain. Because there's like Ebony Stem, Sangra de Sancho, Legger de Main, like, what is cast? Not a lot of options there. I know that sounds like a lot of options, but keep in mind all of those are like ranging from like 3 to like 6 bleed potency, and not even any count. Barring, I mean, I guess Maggots is technically bleed count, but you know what I mean. Grip Sinclair is doing nothing here. Grip Sinclair is here for the sake of providing his passive. That's all he's doing, so he gets 10% more of a buff to everyone else. And to occasionally contribute to getting the whistles going so that Faust can get, you know, Fanatic to gain even more power. Which is a nice effect, don't get me wrong. You cannot win this, Sinclair. You're fighting a losing battle, yeah. He's accepted it, at least. Okay, you're being rude. Yeah, kill that guy. Single coin, 22, instantly dies. Yep. Bloody missed. Bloody missed. This is also seeming to be a very short run because it is a very short run. That's the simple reason. We're demolishing these enemies in no time flat. God. Endcorp team's fun. I do hope we get more Endcorp IDs one day, but like in the sense where I genuinely mean like in years time. Like I don't want anytime soon. We've already got like half of the sinners as Endcorp, which is a lot more than most factions. Well, obviously. The only faction that ties with 6 sinners is W Corp, and you know that's... It's certainly something else. I hope we never see another W Corp ID just anytime down the life of the game. We probably will, because, you know, it's popular, but... You know what I mean? I guess there still is... We're still due warp, Rodion, yeah? If you're quote-unquote due, I mean... That's assuming that any identity that's shown in the actual artwork is going to become real, which obviously is not the case, because Warp Dawn's pre-uptie artwork includes Warp Rodion there, just kind of judging Dawn. But, like, I don't really think we need to, even though Warp Rodion would definitely be the most fun Warp unit, because you know it's going to be, like, spend all charge to have a 50% chance, because, like, funny gambling joke. And you know how much I love gambling when it comes to game mechanics. But I digress a little bit. I don't need more warp. I know it sounds like that's me being like, yeah, I need more warp, and yeah, my bad for making it sound like that, eh? Well, this is the last fight we have to do before the boss, so you know that's nice. You sound got nothing else to say. That's because we're goated. What else? What even is there to say other than just saying that we're goated, right, Yusong? I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. We'd get down to 1 coin, but that was to be expected. A single self-destructive purge coin still does a lot of damage because it is an 18. Does about as much damage as, you know, a maximum efficiency Mariachi Sinclair skill 3 with the, you know, it's 20 rolls single coin. Which really feels cruel to say, but I guess I'm really not wrong, am I? Yeah. Sorry, Mariachi Sinclair, I love you, I truly do. But in the same kind of way you'd love I can't really think of a good comparison to make here. I'm not a metaphor person. Shocker, I know. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this. Once again, probably won't come as a shock. Man, we're killing these guys. You bleed to death. You just blow up, and then it's you left, and you almost died to burn. So we just do this because you're gonna bleed to death. Oh, you're not? Oh, why don't you have bleed? Oh, I guess we didn't stagger you technically, huh? Well, that's fine. Sinclair just hits you with, you know, the tails and still wins. Sun shower. Alright. If we use our very existent bleed mass attacks, that'll benefit us. Fleshy's good. Even more damage. Bloody Gadget's good. Sticky Muck is good. One more reroll and see what else we get. Another reroll for good luck. And you get another skill too, sure. And that's the one that gets the benefits. Alright, boss time. Which is it going to be, Chromer or Fairy Gentleman? Or Fairy Longlegs, I mean. Either way, we can definitely do some shenanigans. Okay, it's you. Here's the plan. We're just gonna bleed you to death. That's it. That's the plan. has about as much forethought as you'd expect from bleed teams planning. But, like, why clash against you when we can just bleed you with everything else? And then you're going to get a bunch of Ruina one sides off, don't get me wrong. But you're also going to have a lot of bleed by that point. Oh, Tails, that's rather lucky. Yeah, 60 bleed damage already. So that means Merso will just oh no, you stagger yourself, because bleed occasionally I guess it's because you broke the part. Bleed didn't stagger, it broke the part, I suppose, is what it was going for there. Spawning a Clover next scene. We'll have you do a 9-2. Which, I guess that doesn't clash, actually, never mind. We'll have you do a Telepole. Which is no. We'll have you do a... Oh, yeah, we'll have you do a Regret. That'll work. Originally, the joke was going to be I was going to trigger Sun Shower. Can you clash? Oh, yeah, we want a neutral to go on here. We want to lose a clash. That would be funny. I think that's the only chance we have of winning a clash on this entire team, though. Or the only chance we have of this guy... only chance of losing clash on the entire team. Don't know what I said originally. I feel like I missaid something. But I might just be going insane. Who can say? Yeah, a little bit of damage with gripping. Regret on the casting shade. Gets a little bit of bleed off on this part, but it's not really necessary. Just wanted to win the clash on something that actually didn't inflict bleed, and you know, it buffs Merso effectively. Tremor Burst. Love to see it. Helps out a lot. And we'll have to see if Sinclair loses a clash or two. He loses one of the clashes, so that's more bleed damage. And, I don't know, I think in Clash, it's not really a bleed run if you don't end by just standing there and doing nothing as the boss kills himself, right? Like, it's iconic. Yeah, just look at that. Down he goes. Ah. We love some good bleed. Yeah, that was a 32-minute run. Alright. That's pretty good. Faust did a lot, yeah. No shocker there. She has some pretty zany damage output normally, so doubling that on all her skills is a very reasonable strategy of Project Moon to implement, I think. Makes a lot of sense. Get my boxes. I'm actually starting to recovering on modules very well. My secret recently has been, I've been restraining myself and only doing a single excavation a day. And, you know, that saves a bunch of modules a day, because normally I do 3 skip excavations. Because it seems like it would be less efficient, but it technically is super efficient to do skips for, thread excavation, simply because of the fact that 3 skips is equal to doing, it's equal to doing 3 non-skips and 3 non-bonuses, you know? So it actually kind of does break out to be roughly even. Ooh, 2-star for Sinclair. That's not Sinclair. Alright. That's fine. Feel like I actually care too much, but I really do not care too much. There we go. Another Gregor thing. Okay, some Gregor shards. How swell. How joyous. Yeah, we've got no shards for anyone except for Ishmael. Yeah, I'm glad I got to see Bloody Mist, you know, working for N-Corp team in its true capacity. I mean, I've seen Bloody Mist work on N-Corp Faust last week, but that was mirrored in 3 hard, so we weren't doing as well overall here. Yeah, it is certainly an E.G.O gift. Fusion E.G.O gifts are just something else, man. Like, barring the charge one, they're all just super interesting and unique. Some of them are less, you know, in-depth mechanically. Like, the Tremor and Rupture ones are super, like, simplistic. Like, oh yeah, force stagger, keep Tremor going with potency. But it still can do a lot for a run, I think. But I don't know. Anyways, that will be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!